Wouldn't you love it if you could get fit, lose cellulite, build muscle, build bone, boost your circulation, recover, all without moving a muscle? I wish that was true too. And there actually is a tool that I've been using quite often lately that pretty much does that, what I exactly just said. You can burn fat, you can boost your metabolism, you can build muscle, you can increase blood flow and circulation, you can move your lymphatic system, decrease cellulite, recover easily, warm up easier, and it's called the Power Plate, and I'm actually sitting on it right now. So I'm gonna show you a little routine. Takes 10 minutes, less than 10 minutes a day, and it's actually proven, scientifically proven in peer-reviewed studies to actually reduce cellulite by as much as 33% over people not using this tool. The tool is actually called the Power Plate. And the Power Plate, it's a whole body vibration therapy. It's something that's used by professional athletes, celebrities. It's in gyms. A lot of doctors' offices have these, and it's something that looks a little bit goofy. Like, it kind of looks like those old, like in the 50s, if you saw any like old commercials or old ads, those machines that shake you to like shake the fat off. But this is actually different. You can stand on it. You can do any exercise that you can do on the floor on the Power Plate, and it just enhances, because what it's doing is it's actually vibrating your whole body, and it's vibrating as much as 50 times per second. And every time it vibrates, your body has to react to that. So your muscles have to stabilize you, and it's kind of like you don't have to think about it. It's not a contraction that you're thinking about, but it's automatic, and it's pretty amazing. It's pretty cool. So I'm going to show you just a little routine that I like to do right after this. And then once I'm done showing you my routine, I actually interviewed one of the doctors that is most famous for using this technology in his practice, and he kind of gets into some of the science. So if you want to stay for the science, stay after my little workout, and then I'll pop a code below so you can save big bucks on this equipment. Now, it's not cheap, but if you're serious about your fitness and you're serious about recovery and you're serious about your time, it's pretty dang cool. So stay tuned and I'll show you my little workout. Okay, you guys, I am here with Dr. Jason Convisor from PowerPlate. So he is a very smart man. He's an expert in metabolic assessment, in exercise prescription. He's a PhD and an exercise physiologist. He's worked with many of the leading people in the world. He's been a fellow at the American College of Sports Medicine, the Medical Fitness Association, and he's also worked with the Duchess of York, so Sarah Ferguson. So he is no joke. He works with populations of people who do have health issues, obesity, diabetes, osteoporosis, osteopenia, and people who have given up on their health. And so I wanted to bring him on because I showed you guys the tool that I like to use for many things in my health and with my patients, the PowerPlate, but it is confusing a little bit on the science at first look. And even if you see somebody using it, you're thinking like, how does that actually work? So I wanted to bring the man, the myth, the legend on to really talk about the science behind it, who should use it, who shouldn't use it, how do you use it, and what kinds of things we can expect as benefits from using this whole body vibration technology. Jason, welcome. Thank you so much for coming. Yeah, thank you so much for coming on and sharing this, because I can explain it to some extent, but you've really been in the trenches. You've done all the research, and this is what you do every day. So I'd love to hear from you, and I'd just love to hear what got you involved with vibration technology in the first place.
First, you should know that I'm not an employee of PowerPlate, but I love the product so much. I do speaking about it because I have them in my clinics. I work with medical fitness clientele, not that so much that people are sick, but they don't have the time to go to a traditional gym. They're not feeling as strong or as healthy as they used to feel. They have little aches and pains. Time is an issue. And they go, how do I feel better? And many years ago, I thought this was a joke. A big vibrating machine, how does it work? How is it possible? And not only does it work, but we include it in almost everything we do with our clientele. We don't have waiting rooms. When someone comes to our clinics, there are vibration units that they can use to warm up and get ready before they come into the facility, because we believe in vibration as part of the continuum of health, whether it's in a clinic or whether it's in your own home. How does it work?
That's awesome. Yeah, you know what? That's great. I love that you said it, because when I first saw the PowerPlate, this is probably about 15 years ago. I had it at one of the gyms that I was personal training at and just going to for fitness. And it would be this thing. It was one of the bigger units with the handles. And I'd look at it and I hardly saw people on it. But then when I started training, I actually learned a little bit about it. And we started a lot of our patients on that equipment, and we saw not only were they getting less injuries, but they were actually improving in their balance, in their just confidence. A lot of times I'd work with women who were in their 60s, 70s, and 80s, and the fear of falling and the fear of even picking up your grandchild because you're afraid something's going to happen, that confidence would be built because they actually felt stronger and more stable on their feet, which was amazing. And then under it all, what we didn't see for a year or two later was their DEXA scans actually were improving. And I can't attribute it all to the PowerPlate, because we did have them doing other things as well with their diet and other types of exercises. But there was a big difference in those who did not use the PowerPlate to those who did. And so that's where I started with that. And then I actually got injured because I used to do a lot of adventure racing. I was actually in the world championships of adventure races. And I jumped over the fire and I landed on my foot sideways and I twisted my ankle and it was tore the ligaments. And so I was not able to run for 6 weeks. But after I was able to start doing some movement, I actually started using the PowerPlate at the gym, and that I feel that helped to improve my recovery period, shorten it, and actually make me more stable and less likely to injure again. So that was how I started. And then I've been recommending it to a lot of my patients with osteoporosis just to help to reverse that. So I think that is, at first when I saw it too, I don't know, it's a gimmick. I thought it was to shake the fat off. Do you remember those back in the 40s or whatever?
Jack LaLanne and the vibrating belts.
That belt that would shake your belly fat. And then that's what I thought it was for at first. And so it wasn't until later when I started reading about it that I actually understood it. But how does it really work for everyone listening? Okay, so we're vibrating and we're moving our body forward and back and side to side and all these different directions, but what's actually happening?
So I'm going to create three categories: warming up or preparing for movement, exercising, trying to get stronger, trying to get better performance. And the third is cooling down or recovering after you perform. So we'll talk about each of those three. The whole concept of whole body vibration is that muscles want to contract. And the way that we've been doing it for thousands of years is our brain tells our arm to move, or our brain tells our leg to move. What happens if we politely just forget the head and the brain and create an environment where the muscles would contract? And muscles react to vibration. So when you stand on this vibration platform, it's not like you're going into this violent environment, but you do feel the vibration through your feet, through your legs, your hips, your trunk, and the vibration forces the muscles to contract. The muscles don't have a choice. They have to contract because they're being stimulated. If we set the vibration platform at, let's say, 30 hertz, 30 hertz means that there's 30 vibrations every second. So instead of just having a muscle that's only doing enough work through this range of motion, now you have every muscle that's doing that activity firing and firing well. So from a warm-up position, it warms up faster and more efficiently. Yeah. From a production or performance standpoint, instead of just exercising some of the tissue, it's exercising all of the tissue. And from a recovery standpoint, it helps with circulation. The swelling and the difficult part of the shifting of the blood can get back to normal and the body can recover more comfortably. Now some of the science of how that works. Imagine if you went to your kitchen cupboard and took out a box of spaghetti. If you hold on to that spaghetti and just look at the side, each piece of spaghetti looks like a muscle fiber. So the spaghetti is identical to what's inside our body. If you try to bend that spaghetti, it's very brittle and it will break and crack. But if you put warm water over the spaghetti, it becomes loose and pliable. And that's how we like spaghetti to be. Imagine if we took warm blood and put it over cold muscles and we use vibration, very small motion, to shunt the blood from the trunk to the exercising tissue, and it helps us warm up faster. But just warming up faster doesn't really get you and your listeners anything very much. It's good to warm up, and it's good that you don't have to spend so much time warming up, but now it's the exercise part. And I like to use a rubber band as an example of a muscle. If I take, and muscles work by stretching and releasing so that they can contract. If we have this rubber band and we pull it this far, that's how much capacity it has to do work. But if I warm up that muscle and it's very loose and pliable, I can now take this muscle and stretch it even farther. And then when it's time for it to fire, boom, there's more capacity for that muscle to work out. So not only can you warm up the tissue faster and more efficiently, but the muscle firing, the capacity of that muscle increases. Third, you also want all your muscles exercising. You don't want just some of them, you want all of them. With whole body vibration, your brain is not telling the muscles to contract, the vibration is forcing the muscles to contract. Now we have this incredible human body system that is being triggered by the vibration, comfortable, fast, efficient, and now you have a more talented body in order to do work.
Awesome.
So what does that all mean? In the big picture, what does it get the average person? Yeah. The average person doesn't go to a health club for an hour and a half a day, 3, 4, 5 days a week. The average person may have a sore back, may not be as flexible as they once were, may want to do exercise because they only have a 10-minute or 15-minute time frame. But having whole body vibration in your home or in your fitness center, wherever it might be, is you can do everything to get the exercise that you need, get in, get out, be done, go deal with the rest of your day. So I like to have my clients and my patients come in and use it because it teaches them that they don't need me to force them or to step over them or to be on their back telling them you have to exercise, you have to exercise. When they're on the platform, their muscles are exercising while we're there talking, and they're exercising at a relatively high intensity without them being uncomfortable and very safely.
Yeah.
Those things are very good for my clients because they go, oh, I can do this at home. I know that I can put this in a place where I do have 10 minutes a day. I do have 15 minutes where I do have better balance. I can control my body composition more efficiently. I know it does help me with metabolic issues in the body. It does help with my bone and bone capacity. And if I can do that in just 10 or 15 minutes a day, that's a good thing for the average person. It doesn't take away the other things, but it's really good for the person who's time limited, gets bored easily, or wants a little bit of a challenge on their body.
Definitely. Yeah, I love that it just takes a short period of time because you are doing all those movements with all those muscles at once. And then also when we are strengthening our muscles, we're also strengthening our bone. Muscles and bones grow and deteriorate together. And so as we get older, we oftentimes lose muscle mass as a natural process of aging. And then we also do lose bone. And if we can strengthen both of those, then that's going to create longevity. And if we can do it in 15 minutes, if I don't have to tell you, okay, now you have to go to the gym, you have to lift heavy weights, you have to learn how to use all the machines, that's intimidating. And let's face it, most of us aren't going to do it. But if you can hop on a power plate and stand and maybe do it's just small movements that you really need to do. Like I showed you guys in the intro. But the the vibration is doing the work for you because like you said, your body has to react. And so it's almost involuntary. You don't have to think about steps going side to side. Your body is keeping you balanced against the vibration, which is working all those little muscles in your legs and your butt and your ankles and your feet, and all the things are working together. And that would be like 10 different exercises or more. So I think that's really incredible. And then also you mentioned like the blood moving over the muscle for the warm up, but the oxygenation and moving blood and circulation is an issue that I think a lot of people have as well, that this can also be a benefit for.
Blood carries oxygen. Oxygen is like gasoline for the cells, for the tissue. If we don't get the oxygen to the muscles, then the muscles or the engine of the body doesn't work very well. So there's a vasodilation of the tissue. The tissue gets larger, more blood can get to the exercising muscle and delivers oxygen. That's a really good thing. Exactly. In addition, one of the ways that bone gets stronger is that most of my clients don't know this, but muscle does not attach to bone. Tendons attach to bone. So there's muscles attached to the tendons, attached to the bone. When you're exercising, the muscles are pulling on those tendons that are attached to the bone. That pulling or that force production is the exercise for the bones. Yeah. So the more that we can pull on those bones, the more force that we can create, the stronger our bones can become. But it's not just getting the bones strong. What some of my research has been, and hundreds and hundreds of other studies, is that with vibration, your balance is also improved. So it's more than just having bones. And you go, any guy or gal that goes, honey, my bones are strong, that's good, but that's not the only thing that you need. We don't want you to fall. Yeah. We want you to have more energy so that throughout the day you're able to walk or do the activities of daily living that you enjoy. But as you get tired at the end of the day or at the end of a longer event, we want to make sure that you don't trip over the curb or you don't trip over the cat.
And that's not even age related. That's just that we all get tired.
We want you to be able to be strong throughout the day, but we don't want to put you in a position to test how strong you are when you fall. We don't want you to fall to begin with.
Exactly. And I think that applies even picking up a kid or taking groceries out of the trunk. Do you ever have those times when you just like, dang, what did I even do? I just lifted something up and I pulled it. When your body is strong throughout, you're less likely to have those weird little injuries. that kind of put us down and really can affect our lives.
The reality is that most people, for good or bad reasons, we don't exercise as we get older as much as we did when we were younger. So what can we do to stay as active as possible, safely exercise as much as possible, but be able to do it in an efficient way and then get on with our life? So I don't suggest that the only thing that you would do is vibration, but I would definitely recommend it as a major part of your day. When you wake up, if you're a little bit stiff, vibration, unbelievable benefit. At the end of the day, if you've been on your feet all day and your feet are a little swollen, unbelievable way to massage and to make your tissues more comfortable. If your lower back is hurting, there are hundreds and hundreds of exercises on the PowerPlate website on how to use vibration to calm the back down and to take the pressure off your pelvic girdle. Those are the things that my clients ask for the most. They don't ask for Olympic personal records.
Yeah.
They go, I want to feel better every day, and I want to be able to do the things that are important to me. And vibration, you take it out of the box, you plug it in, you press on, and it's very simple. It's very easy to use. You don't need to assemble anything. And again, I don't work for the company.
Yeah.
I love the product, and that's why I'm here. And my patients, my clients, and my family, they laughed. They said, the company invented a product that even I can use because it just plugs in and it's ready to go. That's a good product in my mind.
Yeah, it is. And the website is amazing. There's videos on how to use it for massage, how to use it for warm-ups, how to use it for multiple different things. They have actual workouts too, where you're actually building muscle strength, but so many different things. Like you said, the back pain, the swelling of the feet, there's something for everyone on there. And love, they're so easy to follow along with. So I think that's pretty amazing. And I think, yeah, this might not be like the only exercise you want to do as a long-term goal, but for those who are dealing with obesity or those who are frail, who are deconditioned or recovering from injury, I think is a great gateway drug to exercise, right? Because you do build strength and you do build so much confidence, and you're oxygenating your entire body, so your mitochondria are being fed and you're having more energy. And I think then you're going to want to go walk on the beach. You're going to want to do more in your life. But I love that it's so simple and it's a little hack to get your life back, which is amazing. One thing I wanted to ask you about that's unrelated is, do you have any research on lymphatic movement? This can help with helping your body detox through the lymphatic system.
So it's the answer. There's lots of literature about lymphatic drainage. It's not my particular area of research, but the literature I think is pretty clear that from a lymphatic drainage standpoint, vibration, because the muscles are contracting, the muscles contracting allow for literally a pumping system to clear out the body. And both in small groups and large groups, found it to be very successful.
Yeah, because in your blood system, we think of our circulation as our blood, right? And we have our heart that pumps our blood. So that's how our blood moves. We can be sitting still and our blood is still going to circulate through our body. But your lymphatic system, that doesn't have a pump. And so you actually need to have muscle contraction, you need to have movement for that to pump. And our lymphatic system is what carries out the metabolic waste products and the cellular debris and all the things that we want to get out of our body. It's our circulation system for all of those things, where our blood is our circulation system for our nutrients and our oxygen. So movement is super important for lymphatic flow and drainage. And those of us who are deconditioned or sedentary are not getting that benefit. So that alone can open up a whole area of health building benefits just by moving your lymphatic system.
One of the things we found is very few people use vibration and go, oh, that's not for me. As soon as somebody gets on a whole body vibration platform and they bend their legs and they go, okay, what am I going to experience? And they feel that vibration. They go, what is that? What is that? Oh, that feels pretty good. Yeah. Let's try another exercise. Let's try another something. And one of the nice things about this product is that you don't have to become a personal trainer. You don't have to hire someone to teach you how to do it. There are hundreds and hundreds of examples of both for a young athlete, for a 90-year-old athlete, for somebody who is trying to lose weight, for someone who is trying to come back after a pulled muscle or time of significant inactivity. And all those examples, all of those, just like your client examples, are on the website. So you can say, oh, I have initial Parkinson's, balance is an issue. I can't exercise with a lot of coordination. How can I use vibration so I can be in a safe, protective environment, but still exercise? Those examples are on the website and are very easy to access.
That's so cool. Now, most people can use the PowerPoint. There's very few populations that like I would not recommend it for. One of them would be like women who are pregnant, and probably not. I don't know if it's, maybe you have a different opinion, but I would personally say maybe not while you're pregnant. Are there any other groups that you would say not a good idea? Maybe right after surgery, when you're still in that 6-week recovery time, you wouldn't want to do it until you're cleared by your doctor for exercise. But what other groups would not want to use the PowerPoint?
I like to answer two different ways. Exercise is better than not exercising. Exercise is good. Not exercising is not so good. However, the body needs to recover and needs to heal sometimes. So if your doctor says, hold off exercising, that's probably a good thing to do, to hold off exercising. Let's say you had a knee replacement or a hip replacement. I would use whole body vibration for the first 4 to 6 weeks until you are starting to heal and you're able to go up and down stairs and you've gone through physical therapy and you're ready for more activity, more action. But then I would use it.
Yeah.
Or let's say you have something as significant like a detached retina in your eye. I wouldn't want you to be exercising separate from vibration. So I certainly wouldn't want to add vibration at the same time. So the common sense approach is, if your doctor says, hold off, let your body recover, probably you shouldn't be using whole body vibration at that time because the body is healing. But once the body is intact and you're not in a rehabilitation environment of healing, then again, with your doctor approval, there's lots of good reasons why you want to use whole body vibration.
It's actually a great first return back to exercise if you're on a break for recovery from an injury, or your doctor says you're not cleared for exercise for this period of time. When you are, I think vibration therapy could be like a really great first step back. Now, what's your opinion on the pregnant women?
There's a paper on the internet from many years ago that I wrote about exercise. We used to think that women who are pregnant shouldn't exercise, but the literature and the science is absolutely clear that women who are pregnant can be elite athletes. In fact,
I was doing CrossFit and everything right up until the day before I had my son. But
I'm always amazed at the Olympics when I see the statistics of the female athletes. I think in the last Summer Games, there were 8 women who were pregnant and were at the top of their professional performance. But again, being an athlete at that level doesn't mean that everyone will respond the same way. So while in general, vibration is incredibly safe, you ask your doctor to make sure that in your personal situation and whatever issues that you are physically dealing with, that vibration is a form that would be good for you. I did have a client who was a relatively larger person, and with pregnancy, she was constantly losing her balance. She had balance difficulties with her physicalness before pregnancy, and it certainly didn't help with changing the body. So what she did was used vibration by putting one foot on the ground and one foot on the platform, so she could still get the vibration on her legs, but she was able to hold on with 2 hands so that she wasn't going to be shifting from side to side. Other people can sit in a chair and put their legs, or lay down on the ground and put their legs on the vibration platform. Again, you don't have to know all of these. Go to the website and you'll see that all of these scenarios that you could possibly imagine are there. This is good, but ask your doctor.
Yeah, that's always, it sounds like you hear that all the time, but that is everybody is so unique. Everyone has their own individual situation. So it would be irresponsible for us to say, oh, it's good for everybody.
But
At the same
there's
time,
one thing I
exercise
want
is good for the majority of people.
one thing I wanted to tell you, your listeners, that there are two different kinds of vibration platforms that are available throughout the world. One is called a teeter-totter. That's where there is one motor in the center and the vibration platform goes side to side. That's a pretty violent experience. So if it's going 30 hertz, it's going 30 times side to side, and that shakes up the body a lot.
Yeah.
The reason I like Power Plate and the Move, which is the unit
That's the
that
one
we
I
use a
showed you
lot,
guys in the beginning of the video.
it goes side to side, up and down, forward and back. So that when you're on it, you feel the vibration comfortably come up into the body. But if you're standing on this side of the platform, this side of the platform, or this side straddling the platform, you get the same effect.
Yeah.
And that way you don't have to go, how do I use it so that it's still comfortable and I want to keep coming back again and again? That's why this tri-planar approach with the double vibration motors allows us to have much more comfort while we're in that environment.
And then while you were talking about that, on the Move specifically, there's several different levels, right? There's when you first turn it on, you're at the lowest level, and then you can increase and make the vibration quicker. Is there, like, should everyone start at the low level? When do you move up? What are the different levels for?
So I've been using whole body vibration in my clinics for, if I'm wrong, it's pretty close, 10 years, 11 years. And we work between 30 and 35 hertz, low amplitude.
Okay.
Now that's at the lower end of the spectrum.
Right.
That doesn't mean going up to 40, 45, or 50 hertz at high amplitude is wrong, but I deal with a more medical fitness, a more mature population, and I have tremendous success at the 30 and 35 hertz level. If you're performing at a much higher level, you might need to be exercising at 40 to 45, but in my entire career with vibration, 10 or 11 years working with hundreds and hundreds of clients every year, we've had great success at 30 to 35 hertz. But you don't have to count on me. When you go to the Power Plate website, there's explanations of why you might want to go to 40 or 45 or 50 hertz, why you would go to from low amplitude to higher amplitude, and what difference it would make. But if you were my client, if you were coming to my clinics, we would start you at 30 to 35, low amplitude, and you'd have a great experience.
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, because I think starting at the lower amplitude is going to be better for most people. I typically don't go up all the way to the top either. I'm usually on the lower. I might do a little bit in the middle, depending on what I'm doing, if I'm working on strength, but normally I'm using it for warm up and recovery. Just maybe if I can't get a workout in that day, I might do my workout on there. I
don't want my patients to be my patients forever.
Yeah.
I want them to come, learn how to exercise, create a strategy for in a way that they can take it home with them, and then continue with it for the rest of their lives. And I know I can push people to the limit, push to the limit, push to the limit, but those people don't stay for the long haul.
Yeah.
And my job is to make sure that people live until they're 100, and the day that God tells them it's time to go, they have a good workout in the morning.
Yeah, yeah.
I want everyone to
enjoy their
exercise
day,
well.
and then they go in their sleep.
And you can have incredible benefit. You feel good, the experience is good, and you want to come back the next day. 30 to 35 hertz, low amplitude for almost probably 95% of the people we see.
Awesome. Yeah, and it's more is not better with exercise. You don't have to hurt yourself. You don't have to work out till you throw up. Like, I remember when I was first a personal trainer, like when I was in my 20s, like we tried to push everybody to like their absolute limit and have them do all these crazy exercises. And then they wouldn't come back because it was such a horrible experience. And so if you can make it a good experience and you're still getting a benefit, then I think that's the way to go. It's sustainable. You know, it's sustainable.
We talk about ADLs. ADLs are activities of daily living. Our clients say, I want to be able to walk longer. I want to be able to take the stairs up and down without feeling concerned. I want to be able to pick up my grandkids. I want to go shopping. I have enough money and time. I want to go traveling, and I want to be able to go up to the top of the steeple to be able to look down at the city. I want to be able to do all the things that I want to do so that my body is not the limiting factor in how I enjoy my life. Try whole body vibration works.
That is so awesome. And we have a coupon code for you guys, so I'll put that on the screen and below the video. Is there anything else that we didn't talk about that you wanted to add for someone who's still on the fence of whether they think that vibration therapy might be right for them?
Yeah, one of the things that my clients are, everyone says, what's the best way to do something? They go, I want the best. And the reality is that we're all a little different. Some people need more massage. Some people need more flexibility. Some people need more balance. Some people need to build endurance or strength. Everyone needs a little bit of something. And as we go along that spectrum of life, our needs and our desires change. And one of the nice things about vibration is that you can modify activities based upon where you are. You don't have to go change to the latest model. Vibration today and vibration in 10 years is still going to be 30 to 35 hertz, low amplitude. And then we can modify the movements to get you what you're physically and socially, mentally looking for.
That's so true. And because the power plate machine that I have in my house is the same technology as the one I first saw in the gym like 10 or 12 years ago. And
That's right.
So nothing's really changed.
And it doesn't break?
Yes, it's a one that I have is the move. So if you're watching this, you're probably going to need 2 people to move it to the location that you want to get. It was bigger than I expected when the box came. I'm like, oh my God, this is an industrial strength piece of equipment. But that's why it's going to last. So you will need someone to help you get it to the location that you want to put it. But once it's there, you can keep it there. It's actually beautiful. So it's really pretty. It's not going to mess your aesthetic up in your house. So we have ours in our bedroom because we have a big amount of space there. And I do use it a lot for warm up and massage. And so it's nice to have it right there where I'm going to see it. So that's the only caveat is it is a little heavy, but it's a very quality piece of equipment. So you're going to want to have someone to help you put it where it needs to go. But yeah, so thank you so much for sharing all of your knowledge with us. I can tell how enthusiastic you are and how energetic you are and how excited you are about the technology. So that is awesome because you use it every day in your clinic.
People, when my clients are about to leave the office and they go, this was good, they have a smile on their face. That's why I'm in this business. And the job is not to find the most difficult way to get people to exercise or try to challenge everyone so I can break them down. My job is how to enhance their life, how to enhance that feeling, to empower them to feel better on their own. Then as a professional, I'm a success when I can help people do that.
Exactly. Yeah, it's all about enjoying your life and being able to live your life, being able to be with people that you love and having more years to actually live your life, not just to be alive. We want to be able to live, enjoy, and get the most out of the time that we have on this planet. And if you can take 10 minutes a day using a technology that's going to really enhance that, then I am all for it. We're all about longevity, improving health, and using all the tools that are available to us and the technologies to really make that happen. So thank you so much for sharing with us. It was really helpful, and I think it really will help people to understand what whole body vibration therapy is and how the power plate can help them. So thank you so much for being here.
It's a pleasure meeting you, and hello, and thank you to all of your listeners.
Awesome, awesome. And then I will show you guys a little bit more about my power plate, and I'll also put that code below so you guys can go to the website and you can look at the different models that they have, and you can see about some of the technology. There's all the studies on the website for all different conditions, which is quite amazing and very interesting. And then you can also look through the exercises. Also, there's a YouTube channel where there's full workouts for all different levels, stretching, all kinds of things for different injuries that you might have or different problems, but also for fitness as well. So it's pretty amazing, very versatile, and that's something that I think is a great tool to have in the house. So thanks again for being here, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Stay healthy. Bye, everybody.
Yes. Bye-bye. Stop recording.